Hey mamas, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about birth plans. So a birth plan is a plan that you can put together that goes over your request during your labor. Some things can be as simple as having music playing or lights dimmed. It can also go over more extensive things regarding your delivery, such as a water birth or having a cesarean or a C-section. So it is important when you are considering creating a birth plan to discuss this with your doctor prior to your delivery so that you can also understand what's available at the hospital that you'll be delivering at and if that hospital has any policies in place.
So, for example, some hospitals will allow you to labor in a tub, but you can't actually deliver and have a water birth in the tub. That's something that you would definitely want to know before going in and expecting that you'll be able to have the baby born into the water.
Absolutely. Some hospitals also, or some providers also have a policy of requiring an IV site or a patient to have an IV while they're in labor. So if one of your requests in your birth plan is not to have an IV during labor, this is something that you'll want to discuss with your doctor prior to coming into the hospital.
And oftentimes, if you do have that IV site, it's nothing that they will access. If you decide you don't want to have fluids, that may be totally fine. You don't want any medication, that may be totally fine. However, they may have it just in case of an emergency. They already have access instead of trying to gain access in case something is to happen.
Absolutely. Some things that you can also put in your birth plan is what you want to wear during labor. So a lot of hospitals will have a hospital gown, but a lot of doctors will allow you to wear your own hospital gown if you have one so that you can be in nice, comfortable clothing, or you can wear nothing or whatever makes you feel the most comfortable and powerful during your labor. Some other things that can be included in your birth plan, like we talked about the music, but also who you're going to have as your support people. And also if you can eat or drink during labor. These are also things that you would want to discuss with your doctor prior to coming in for delivery. There are some hospitals that, or some providers that allow you to only have ice chips or popsicles. Some doctors will allow you to have soup broth. So this is a conversation that you would definitely want to have with your provider prior to coming in for delivery.
You also may want to ask what the standard of care is at the hospital you plan to deliver at. So, for example, some hospitals will automatically do delayed cord clamping and skin to skin at delivery, whereas other ones may be something that will only be done upon request.
And for me, I think it's a good idea to put together a birth plan really just so that you can see what your expectations are for labor and for delivery. Even if it's just, hey, I hadn't thought about that before, maybe I can talk to my doctor about this. So it's not always necessarily something that you need to bring with you, but a way to prepare you for your labor. So if you're thinking about having a yoga ball or doing monitoring while walking around, these are really good things to talk to your provider about and see if it's something that you can incorporate into your labor.
And some of the hospitals have yoga balls, so that would free up one extra thing that you don't have to bring with you because it'll already be there when you go.
Exactly.
I will say, be flexible with your birth plan. Although this is a plan, it will not necessarily always fall into line exactly how you'd like it to be. So be open-minded to alternatives. I've heard one provider say that having a birth plan is often like trying to predict the weather. You know, you can shoot for a sunny day, but there may be scattered showers, and that's okay. You got to roll with it because labor is one of these things that's ever changing. So just be open-minded and don't be discouraged if everything that you've decided through your birth plan doesn't happen exactly how you've decided it. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you had a bad labor. So just be very open-minded with things can go all sorts of different ways, and we're here to teach you about all the things that could happen so that way you know what to expect.
Absolutely. And I think one of the most important things when looking at a birth plan is to remember the main focus is to have a healthy baby and a healthy mom.